Watch out, buddy. Greetings, family. This is Cassandra-Floyd, also known as Daughter of the Fates, founder of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. And I am back again with the last poll of the night. With the last poll of the night for the raffle for Divination and 5 elements. 5 elements wellness consultations. Of course, even though I promised, of course I'm multitasking. Because of course I didn't go get anything to eat. Because of course, as soon as I got off the call, I went to sending more mass emails and thus and thus. So let me at least take a moment. Oops, sorry, buddy. Take a moment to write this stuff out. So, yeah. Yeah. So I think it was maybe last week or the week before, I don't even know, that I promised that I was going to make a decision on what was going to be. Well, you know, dear Java Watson, it is still early on my side of the country. So if I can be disciplined about keeping this brief, you feel me? I will still have plenty of time to go grab myself something to eat. And yeah, because I'm obviously not going to cook this late in the evening. But what I was saying is, what was I saying? Fuck, I don't even remember. What was I saying? Just that fast. Oh. So yeah, I was saying that a couple of weeks ago, obviously it was like kind of during the height of the LA fire. So it was like I had so much going on in my brain, still trying to like maintain a level of presence, you know, with the one sure stream of income that I had. Like I said earlier, I mean, YouTube has an attitude with me, but still my page is monetized. So I'm still able to make anywhere from like $65 to $85 a week through my YouTube channel. So I have been trying to maintain some level of consistency with that as my my employment situation has radically changed as a consequence. Greetings, Miss Metamorphosis, Steph EV30. Who else is up in here on IG? Jeannie G, Breathe Love Troy, everybody that's in the room on IG. So anyway, I am just going to jot down while I talk to you really quick. I'm going to jot down the raffle info. That way I'm not constantly trying to remember in the midst of a rant. To put out the information for how you can buy your raffle tickets for this dope raffle that I'm doing that is functioning as one of the methods that you can support my fundraising campaign to prevent my landlord from kicking me out of my place. It's a long story. So just go back to the last 3 lives that I've done on my YouTube channel. For those of you who are tuning in through IG, my YouTube channel is @DaughterOfTheFates, one word. Because if you try to search Daughter of the Fates, a whole bunch of crazy stuff is going to come up. Go into the YouTube search engine @daughter. You know what? Let me just write that @Daughter of the Fates, and then yeah, you can watch the last 3 videos that I've done over the last few days, detailing in depth like why I'm having to do this fundraiser. And let me do that. @Daughter of the Fates. Okay. So anyway, in the midst of it, y'all remember so much has happened this month, not just the outside world craziness, but like so much has happened this month. Y'all remember that as I was prepping y'all to get ready for the first full moon of the year, which corresponded with the fire. I think that I can't even remember. So much has happened this month. I can't even remember. Was the full moon just before? Nope. The full moon was the first week into the fires. I'm gonna tell you why I remember. It's because I was prepping y'all on how to get ready for the full moon, and like again, put the chaos blockers on so you ain't caught up in this campaign of shock and awe, right? And so I went out to the pier here in Los Angeles in Venice Beach to do my full moon offering and ceremony. And y'all remember the madness that happened. First full moon of the year. Y'all remember the madness that happened. The white boy started attacking me. He called the police on me while I'm sitting on the pier minding my business. 2 armed police officers come and ask me what I'm doing. One of the black police officer tells me, yeah, somebody came down here and told us, yeah, there's a black bitch down there practicing witchcraft. Baby, I had not been sitting down 5 minutes to do my little ceremony and my little offering to Yemaya, right? When this dude started harassing me, talking about the one true God and all of this stuff. I had live footage. Y'all can go back and see it on my YouTube channel. Live footage of the 2 police officers that rolled up on me. You feel me? Saying, yeah, there's a dude came down there ranting and raving about how there was a black bitch down there practicing witchcraft. You feel me? And then when that didn't work, they were like, but she's got open flames down there. She's got open flames. She's trying to set the pier on fire. So much has happened this month. And so anyway, in the midst of like the obvious things, like, the first day of the new year, it was all things crazy. Obviously, I cannot talk and write at the same time, but let me try. But in the midst of it, plus we still did that Saturday before the fires began. I did the first temple service of the new year. That was that first Saturday, and that following Wednesday, I still did our temple study. That was the second day of the fires that I still, trying to be disciplined, facilitated the temple study group. It's the second day of the fire. Like, I really moved through trying to be disciplined a bunch of shit, right? And so in that, because we had just finished finally the reading of Beyond God the Father and Toward a Philosophy of Women's Liberation, I was trying to not rush into a decision about what was going to be the next book that I take on reading. And I still am kind of wavering. So I am going to, because I want to start reading another book. I seem to get a lot more consistent traffic. Y'all seem to, because I had even threatened that I wasn't going to do no more just random ass lives no more. I was just going to read books from here on out because y'all don't seem, at least analytically, y'all don't seem to like me just going in on topics as much as y'all do me reading books. To date, the videos that still get the most traction on my page are The Great Cosmic Mother, The Sybils, The Great Cosmic Mother, The Sybils, The Great Black Mama of Creation. Yeah, those are still the 3 video period. Like the books and all my videos, those 3 books are still, and the last, let's see, The Great Black Mama of Creation, I read not this past summer that we came out of, the summer before. So those 3 videos for those 3 books are still what gets the greatest traction to my page. So I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna talk to y'all no more. I ain't gonna talk to y'all no more. I'm just gonna read books. Y'all just want me to read books. Let's see. So, like I told y'all, I'm trying to multitask. So I have been for some weeks now because we finished Beyond God the Father right at the beginning of the year, maybe the first week of the new year. And trying to figure out what I was going to read next. And I have been debating, and you guys can give me some feedback. One, I had been considering the book, The Children of Blood and Bone, because they have just announced the cast for the movie that they're going, the movie adaptation of The Children of Blood and Bone that they're making. I was like, ooh, because I've never read it. Most of the books that I've read to you, I've never read before reading them to you live. The Great Cosmic Mother I'd read before, and The Alchemist I had read before. But every other book that I have read to you guys, as I'm reading it to you, it is my first time reading it. So I was like, ooh, that movie's coming out this year. It's an all-star cast. Maybe I should read The Children of Blood and Bone next. Let's see what you're talking about, Miss Metamorphosis. I've been spending my whole days listening to the Sybils and the Great Cosmic Mother. Girl, I'm hip. Your work is holding down me and my mentor right now. Oh, that's what's up. I love that. Thank you so much. These times are so crazy. It's a word. You, Miss Metamorphosis, needs to go on my YouTube channel and listen to the last few lives that I've done over the last week. There's something for you there. I can't, let's see, I can't laugh too magical for them all. Let's see, just the most important books of our time. No big deal. No, that's a word. That's a word. That's a word. Let's see what y'all talking about over here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I remember water. Water is now that bitch's enemy. Okay, all right. Let me do this right. Let me do this quick. You feel me? So I'm just bullshitting until I can finish writing this stuff down to you, and then I'll get to the drawing of the winners for the last draw tonight. Let's see. So anyway. So the first book, what I'm looking for y'all input. Okay. So the first book that I have been debating about, because it was just announced a couple of weeks ago, the cast for The Children of Blood and Bone. Right. But because of the LA fires and the simultaneous, which was actually right around the same time, the LA fires and the inauguration of Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States and his subsequent shenanigans, people have been talking a lot about Octavia Butler about Octavia Butler and the oracle that she was, right? And so people have been sending me a ton of, articles and old interviews of hers where people are like, oh, you must be, a prophet. She's like, nah, I'll look at history. I study history and I recognize patterns. And I see when those patterns are bound to be repeated, right? And so anyway, we read Parable of the Sower. We began reading Parable of the Sower the same month that and year that the book begins to take place. We started reading Parable of the Sower last year, January of 2024, which is when the book begins. And then in the book, the fires that drove them out of their community started in January of 2025. So, of course, everybody was talking about Octavia Butler again very recently. So I was like, I had been threatening to read the follow-up to the Parable of the Sower, which is the Parable of the Talents, which I have and have not read. I was like, maybe that's the book I need to be reading right now, but let me get input from the gallery. You feel me? So those are the books that I am presenting as the option for the next book that I begin to read on my channel. It is between of the Children of Blood and Bone or the Parable of the Talents, neither of which I read. So y'all, it ain't but a couple of y'all up in here because it's late. You feel me? But give me some input. Tell me what y'all think. Because I'm down for whatever. I'm eager to read both. I haven't read either. So tell me what y'all think. I know it's a hard decision. Watch the first hour of the last live. Brought me to tears. You talking about the one I did at 5 o'clock, Tajali? Tell me which one you're talking about, boo. Okay, cool. Because just that quick, I don't remember what the hell I said. Let's see. I've been thinking about Octavia all week. Ooh, yes, to that. I vote the sequel to the Parable of the Sower. And well, it looks like you ain't the only one, Miss Metamorphosis. Parable of the Talents it is. Everybody up on the YouTube is like, yes, Parable of the Talents. Miss Metamorphosis, yes, Parable of the Talents. I haven't read the second either. It feels important to know what she channels next. I feel the same way. I don't know how many of you, Java Watson, of course, you gonna be contrary. She like, Children of Blood and Bone. Looks like you were so far are outruled. Let's see, and then the last thing. Yes, it looks like it, and I'm leaning towards the Parable of the Talents, dude, just because it's so right on time. Plus, it came through my memories, which is why I shared it on my YouTube channel. The fact that through my memories, this memory that I had of the first year I was living in California, I told y'all I met this dude, and 2 weeks later, he's at the last bookstore here in downtown Los Angeles. And he was like, I know we don't know each other that well. He was like, but you won't believe what just happened to me. And then girl, Java Watson says she feel attacked. Don't feel attacked, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And I promise this book will not take as long as it took us to move through Beyond God the Father. That shit was ridiculous. Now, I'll be a lot more disciplined with and it shouldn't be easy. It shouldn't be difficult to be a lot more disciplined about Parable of the Talents and of the Children of Blood and Bone, because they are fictions. So there's not a lot, because even if y'all remember when I read the Parable of the Sower, there wasn't a lot of interventions that I made because it's a story that we're walking to, as opposed to, a nonfiction, deeply political and ideological walk we were going through with Beyond God the Father. So we should be able to move through it really quick. I will make the commitment to keep my interventions to a bare minimum so we can make it through very quickly, both Parable of the Sower and of the Children of Blood and Bone. Let's see. And then the last one here is Yeah. Told y'all I can't write and talk at the same time. All right, let's go. Okay. So, all right, so we got a lot of ground to cover in this last live of the day. I'll be honest, I remember doing this before where I was trying to, in preparation for some great astrological occurrence, to get y'all ready and prepared and up on game, trying to do multiple lives in a day. And I remember suddenly how drained I was, like how taxing that shit is. You feel me? And I done committed to do that every day until Friday. You feel me? So every day till Friday. I have been sending a gang of emails today about the fundraiser, about the need. We need your changelings. Hold on, let's see. I love to be here for this decision. So you know we love your interventions. We need your changelings. You know what? I did notice. I did notice that when I read, because I think I told you guys that I only just started reading fiction very late in life. Like I didn't have no time for fiction. I ain't had no time for fiction. And I told y'all the story. My homegirl was like, she's a English professor, and she was like, yo, I want to gift you this book just because you said you had never read a fiction. Up until that point, I'd never read a fiction book. I was in my 30s. I was in my mid 30s. I'd never read a fiction book. And you see how many books I got around me? You feel me? This is just a fraction. This that y'all see behind me is just a minute fraction. Hold on. I can't do it. But this, there's a whole nother red one like this. Whoop, a whole nother red one like this right here on the other side. But I got 5 other books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 other bookshelves in this apartment. And still a whole, y'all can't even see this right here, a whole stack of books on the floor still looking for a home somewhere in here. You feel me? So, and I didn't read fiction. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, you need to read fiction. I was like, what for? It didn't make sense to me. I know it sounds crazy, but it didn't make sense to me. Fuck for it. I got a ton of shit to read. I'm in medical school. You feel me? I got too much to read. What the hell I need fiction for? She's like, no, you need to read fiction. And so that was the way that she was beginning to try to turn me on to Black authors that I had never read. Okay, at all. None. No Black female authors if it wasn't nonfiction. I had not read any Black female authors if it was not nonfiction. That's a word, right? So she's like, that shit's ridiculous. That's crazy, right? And so she bought me a book. Was I married yet? So yeah, it's like 2009, 2010. I have in my hand the first book. This is going to be a book that I'm going to read to you eventually. It may be the third one. This is the first fiction book I have ever read from cover to cover. Well, period. But definitely in one sit, like from cover to cover. I read this book in like 3 days. I never moved through a book that fast. I read this book in 3 days. So lo and behold, 2 years ago, they made a film adaptation of the movie, and I was so hyped because the book read like a movie. Like I could just see the images in my head. I could hear the conversation. This book was gangster. I was like, oh my God, this shit is just radical. I read this book in 3 days, right? And so after I read this book, what was the reason I was talking to y'all about that? So I'm still like, I'll be honest. I read this book that I'm about to show you, and it was the first fiction book I ever read. And up until I read to you guys The Parable of the Sower, it was the only fiction book I had read. So even after I read this book and it was so awesome, it was years later, aka what was it? Last year, January, that I read The Parable of the Sower to you guys, and it was the second fiction book that I had ever read, and it was the first and only Octavia Butler book that I had ever read. Okay, this book that we're gonna have to put in the list at some time, and it was a pretty easy read too, is Nilo Hopkinson's Brown Girl in the Ring. So if you want to take a screenshot, Nilo Hopkinson, Brown Girl in the Ring. For those of you on IG, Nilo Hopkinson, Brown Girl in the Ring. This book, ooh, and the reason I'm saying it's got to be up in the mix soon, because just like y'all are saying how, you know, Parable of the Sower was so like ahead of its time, so prophetic, whatever. This book is the same. Like, I could give you the short synopsis. It takes place in a not so distant Toronto, Canada, where the economy has been bankrupted by the government being forced to pay reparations to the indigenous people of Canada. And after they are forced to pay reparations to the native population, baby, it bankrupted the economy. And in this not so distant future Canada, just like, you know, the image that you get in your mind's eye of Will Smith and I Am Legend after the, you know, however many years it was, after the great virus wiped everybody out, and it's just him and his dog, and he driving through the streets of New York, and nature has taken back over. Plants is growing out of everything. Trees is growing out of what used to be concrete. Lions is running down the street. Remember that? This is how the book starts. This is how this book starts. Where, because they don't get into the details of how it happened, but because the government was forced to pay reparations to the native people of Toronto and Greater Canada, it bankrupted the entire economy. And so now you are years into this transition where people are on horse and buggy again. There's goats roaming the streets. You know what I'm saying? There's grass where there used to be concrete. And yeah. and there's multiple stories happening at the same time, right? And the story centers around this girl. You feel me? The brown girl in the ring. She's a teenager, like 15, 16 years old. She is being raised by her grandmother. And for the longest time in the book, they do not tell you what happened to her mother. They only, you know, every now and again will make whispers about her mother, but they don't tell you for a long time in the book what happened to her mother. This girl, her grandmother was born in Jamaica. So apparently there is a huge, you know, Caribbean island presence in Toronto. Her mother was born in Jamaica. And before the quote proverbial shit hit the fan, she was a registered nurse in a hospital. So after the shit hit the fan and the economy crashed and people are having to navigate this new norm, her skills as a registered nurse becomes how they survive. This is the skill that is highly sought after. And so this is how she's able to barter in this new society to get the things that they need. So she barters services as a healer in exchange for goods, foods, and services, right? And so here this grandmother is trying to teach her teenage daughter, who is completely disinterested. She's trying to teach her all these skills. She's trying to transfer all these skills before she grows up and has to start making, has to, one, start contributing to the household, and two, having to start making a way for herself if she's going to like leave or if she's going to get married, and she got her sights set on a boo. You feel me? So that's the whole story developing, is the relationship between her and her grandmother. And it's a very stereotypically teenage rebellious, a rebellion against authority. Her grandmother knows how serious it is for her to transfer these skills, but the girl is completely disinterested. I don't want to do this shit. I don't want to watch you do this shit. I just want to go hang out with my boo, right? While that story is happening, her boo has another story of his own unfolding, right? And across town, there is another dude Maybe that's why I've been having to do all my healing work as trades lately. It's teaching, it's a preparation. Child, listen. So there's another story folding at the center of town. So in this new post-apocalyptic world where we have been thrust, quote, backwards into just the basic bartering of goods and services, of course, there's always going to be somebody that emerges that is going to take advantage of the period. So there is this notorious dude, he too is Jamaican, who is like the godfather of the whole area, of the whole city. He got a gang, they well organized, and they have the entire community terrorized because everybody in the community says he has a red mist. He has a red mist that if people don't comply, if people don't do what he say, he will send this red mist after them, and this red mist will kill them, right? And so he is able to keep everybody under his control because of this this power that he has that is based in African tradition, aka voodoo-esque African tradition. You feel me? And then there's one more simultaneously unfolding story, and this is the coup d'etat, child. As the economy was bankrupted, of course, there were those white people who saw the writing on the wall and began to hoard their wealth. They began to change their fiat currency into gold and silver and copper because they saw the writing on the wall. So because they had been planning methodically for years what they saw coming, they were able to maintain a level of wealth for themselves. And in order to separate them from the rest of the people who were impacted by the economic fallout, these wealthy white people, child, built a wall, a giant impenetrable wall all the way around the perimeter of the city of Toronto. That wall was under heavily armed guard 24 hours a day. And on the outside of the wall was them and their lives, their nicely built homes, their little suburb-esque, escape from this mass poverty that came as a consequence of reparations destroying the economy. And so outside the wall, they still have elections. They still have a mayor. They still have all of this stuff, right? Baby, let me tell you, they're having an election. Like they're in the process of an election. And in the process of this election, the key talking point that is going to determine who wins is in this future. They have long since done away with human organ transplantation because apparently human organ transplants had become so corrupt that the great majority of organs available were only available through the illegal organ transplantation, like organ harvesting trade. So in this future, what they did was completely ban human organ transplants. And they had genetically modified pigs. They had these pig human hybrids, and they would literally grow these pigs so that they could harvest the pigs for the organs because they were close enough in human tissue that that they had perfected basically this process where the human body would not reject the organ, right? So this was like common practice now is pig growing, human hybrid pig growing, so that they could harvest these pigs for human organ transplant to, quote, destroy the illegal human harvesting, organ harvesting of humans, right? So this is the key talking point, because this, quote, guy who is like the radical right is like, no, we need to re-implement. It's crazy, right? It's crazy because it's so chilling, right? And I've read this book 10 years ago. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know. So the two candidates that are running, one is like the stereotypical radical right, and then there is this other that is very quote seemingly progressive, leaning left. I think woman. I want to say it's a woman. It's been a long time since I read the book. But the radical right guy's like, look, yeah, okay, we got these pigs, but damn, we have a whole population of people who are living in poverty just on the other side of the wall. Like, why would we be still growing pigs when we could have our picking of human organs through these people inside of the wall who can't ever leave the wall, right? Who live in like they in the Stone Age. And so he's like, I say we lift the ban on the human organ harvesting. I say we lift the ban. And of course, the person on the left is like, it's inhumane, whatever, da 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 da. Meanwhile, don't nobody in the society know that this bitch is suffering from chronic heart conditions. She hasn't told anybody. She has like put the muzzle on her practitioner, but he's like, look, you need a heart transplant. And she's like, well, I ain't gonna let you give me no pig heart. This is the leaning left lady. I ain't taking no pig heart. So she hires her right-hand man, who is like her campaign organizer or whatever, about the few things. One of them is the sacred economy models. Do that. She's like, look, that's good for everybody else, but I'm gonna need a human heart. I'm gonna need a human heart. So she hires her campaign manager to go into the city and strike a deal with the Jamaican drug lord, aka gang leader, who runs the whole city through a fear campaign, right? She has her dude go all incognito to meet with the Jamaican drug lord, and is like, look, this is what we need. This height, this body weight, no drug use, this blood type. And he's like, I got you. So meanwhile, private people have been paying this Jamaican drug lord to ghost people in the community that meet a certain age, height, weight, and blood type, so that these wealthy people on the outside of the wall can get real human organs, because they don't want to be harvesting pig organs for themselves. That's all right for the rest of y'all, but I want a real human heart or real human kidneys or whatever. And so this is how he is making his big money, getting his big influence, is because he is in bed with the outside world to see all of these black, brown, and other colored people as a field of organs through which he can broker these deals with these wealthy people who have rescued themselves from the economic fallout of having to pay reparations to the natives. It gets deeper, much, much, much deeper. But that is a very deep, hooking overview of Brown Girl in the Ring by Nilo Hopkinson. The reason I was distressed is because for years I had been looking forward to the announcement that they were going to make this book a movie. And they did maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And it was garbage. It was hot garbage on a 115-degree day. It was hot trash. Hot trash. I was so mad. It was garbage. It was garbage. Anyway, that's what listen, I love this book. And I would tell you, I couldn't make it through the first 15 minutes of that movie. It was so offensive, the disrespect that they gave to putting this book in a movie adaptation. So we gonna read that book too, or probably in that order. So we made a decision. So far, I haven't seen. So it's going to be Parable of the Talents first. It is going to be The Children of Blood and Bone next. And I think it's going to be Brown Girl in the Ring after that, since everything seems to be so timely and perfectly relevant right now. Okay. All right. So I got my little board finally done. I haven't had any new, let me just make sure. I haven't had, oh, okay. Yep, I do. Let me write this down because I did, while I was running my mouth, have one more paid, two more actually, paid raffle tickets come in. So, okay. So let me put those in the mix, grab our little envelopes here. Okay. So those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, maybe this is your first time tuning in today from the 3 times that I've been live on here today and the one long live I did last night. So this is one of my methods. One of my methods to raise resources for my, my imminent situation because of these fires in LA. Okay. And so this is one of the ways that I'm raising resources. Plus, hopefully within the next week or so, I have a few people that should be down with the idea of helping me host a rent party. And because I talked about that last week, like trying to organize a rent party. And then I think I called it, I think I mentioned that to y'all. I called it a because the first place I was thinking about pitching it is this brother and sister that owns a spot here in town called the Juju Social Club. And I just had this thought one night. I was like, ooh, this could be something ongoing. We can call it the Juju Susu, where every month we have one party that is where the proceeds of the party will go to somebody that we've identified in the community that may need help with their rent or whatever, that month, and make that a process ongoing until everybody that pays into the Susu receives the pot from the Susu. Okay, so this is the 60-minute tarot. Okay, so that's that. All right. Okay, so first let me go through, before I do the poll, let me go through the people who have made donations, the people who have supported this campaign through purchasing something from my Etsy store, people who have become or are members of my paid members of my YouTube channel. So donations, paid members of my YouTube channel, have purchased something from my Etsy store. And just to reiterate for those who haven't been on today, everything on my Etsy store is 10% off for the entire month of February in honor of Black History Month. Okay, so I encourage you to go to my Etsy store, which is DaughterOfTheFates.etsy.com. DaughterOfTheFates.etsy.com. So let's do that now. Let's go ahead and shout out the members of my YouTube channel. Where is my little piece of paper? Oh, cut it out. Cut it out. You're doing too much. Okay, what did I do with? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So members. People who joined today became paid members of my YouTube channel. Is Vass, Sam La Arana, Lisa J, Lavender 8. So those became members today. Everybody else, Lavender AA8, Janet Kennedy, Hanifa Nala, Carib Cinnamon, Goddess Daja, It's Miss D, Chloe Dior, Claudia Ancra, Jai Thomas, Ife the Ford, Bay Soul, Jean Pham, voiceovers by Stephanie Marie, Lindsay Bjork, FG Apothecary Company, Karma, Camille Aliyah, Shy Boy Shade, Sons of Brahmana, Louise, Gahan Goddess, and LaJ. Those are all my paid members to my YouTube channel. And if you're interested in becoming a paid member of my YouTube channel, I have 3 levels of membership. That is the Oshun level, the Yamaya level, and the Oya level. If you are interested, just go into the description of this video and you will find in the first 2 lines how to become a member of my YouTube channel and what perks come with that. And then just below that, you will see the details for this raffle. There are 3 raffle items. Tonight is the last pull. I've done 3 pulls today. And those raffle offerings are a 60-minute divination with me. These are all virtual prizes. So a 60-minute divination that is valued at $153. That's a $20 raffle ticket. A 30-minute divination that is valued at $90. That is a $10 raffle ticket. A 60-minute 5 elements wellness consult that is valued at $180. That is a 1-hour consult that also comes within 7 days afterwards, a complete write-up of the results of your consultation, along with dietary nutritional recommendations. This is all based on 5 elements theory. Nutritional and dietary recommendations, any Chinese herbal formulas that you may need to take and how long you must take them, and also any kind of like behavioral or activity adjustments you may need to make, like lifestyle adjustments you may need to make, whether it is for the short term or whether it is for a longer period of time, and how to adjust those things based on seasonal transitions. Okay. All right. So there is a very in-depth consultation. It is a 5 elements theory, complete wellness consultation. Okay. So that too is $20. All right. So that's a hell of a deal for that one in particular. That too is $20. All right. So that's what the raffle is for. I'll give you the information on how to purchase your tickets because I will be doing pulls for those services tomorrow through Friday at noon, 5, and 9 Pacific Standard Time. So 12 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Then those readings or those services that you guys have won, I will schedule to start doing those services for you this weekend. So I will completely keep my calendar open for Saturday and Sunday to do those readings for you. And if you want them at a later date, these do not expire. So you can schedule them whenever you would like. Let's see. Oh, that's dope. Miss Metamorphosis says, hey, Lindsay Bork is my mentor. Epic. I didn't know you did all that. I'm going to need a session. So email me at EvoEmeTemp@gmail.com. EvoEmeTemp@gmail.com. And so for those of you who want a little bit more thorough information about those services and what they look like, I can email you what I send to people who are inquiring for the first time about being clients. Okay. All right. So now with that out of the way. Oh, and if you want to get tickets, the purchase of tickets is pretty much done. You can purchase them whenever you want. Those names will go in the next drawing, which is at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Pacific Standard Time. These are the methods. It might show up backwards on YouTube. Oh, no, it's showing up backwards on IG. But these are the methods through which you can purchase your raffle tickets. And you can also obviously do all 3. So if you want your raffle, you want to purchase raffle tickets for each service, the 60-minute divination, the 30-minute divination, or the 60-minute wellness consultation, then $50. Get all 3. I'll put your name in each drawing. And I am going to be recycling those names for each drawing. Okay. So just because you bought your tickets today, if you did not win today, they will go in the pot for the 12 o'clock pull tomorrow. What I am encouraging people to do, because this is a fundraiser, this is a rent fundraiser, because I've been out of work since the fire started. What I am asking people to do is to make sure that they share this information, which I have listed clearly on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube community section. And then I've sent out a lot of emails to people. So if you want to get the information via email so you can share it with others, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so this is the raffle information. Also my YouTube channel. It has to go in as one word or a whole host. You'll be weeding through a whole bunch of bull to get to my page. So it's YouTube at Daughter of the Fates. If you want to purchase your tickets via Zelle, which is the best way, obviously, because there are no fees and no wait time, that is EvoEmeTemp at gmail.com. Then Cashapp is $ Daughter of the Fates. Venmo is Cassandra, the 2 S's, -Floyd. And PayPal is at Iyapo-Ngina, IYAPONGINA. Okay, so those are the ways that you can. Once I become more tech savvy, I won't be holding up a dry erase board, but just bear with me for the time being. Okay, so these are the ways that you can purchase your tickets, and you have until noon tomorrow to purchase your tickets if you want to be in the first draw tomorrow at noon for this. Okay, so those are the people that are members. Now let me shout out the donations. That's Faith H. These are all donations that have come in since I started talking about this, which was Saturday. So since Saturday, these are all the donations that have come in. Faith H, Annabelle F, Cat 943, Devin, which is so dope. I just want to shout her out again because not only did she make a donation, not only did she buy raffle tickets for herself, but she also bought 2 raffle tickets for you members. So she said, I want to purchase 2 30-minute raffle tickets and then give them to somebody if they win in my YouTube community. That's so dope. That's so dope. And then another brother, Vass, bought a ticket for his mom for the 5 Elements consultation. That's so dope. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. All right. So Devin, Yancey, Morgan L, GJP, Holly C, Savoy C, Jasmine H, Chanel R, Dion. Dion came through like an actual champion. She was like, look, I want to make sure you have the rent party, and gave a really generous donation. So big up to Dion. Plus, Dion also bought raffle tickets. Oh, plus Dion bought like 5 items from my Etsy store today. So like, thank you so much, Dion. That was like really, really dope. That was really fire. Rochelle C, Louis G, Vanessa R, Ebony H, Deja C, Kevin S, and TJ. Those are the donations. People who within the last 24 hours have supported my Etsy store, Suha M, Wavy W, Tia G, and Dion W. Okay, that's it for the donations, the membership support, and the support through my Etsy store. I really want to encourage you. I make dope stuff on my Etsy store. I have about 400 unique pieces. This is the piece I've been showing off because it is like the quintessential like Black Power piece for Black Power Month. But this is my personal African medallion. So it's mounted on a wood Africa. And on the front is a hand-pieced collage of African leaders, like on the continent, African leaders, right? So Queen Honda's up there, Josina Michelle, Queen Azinga, Winnie Mandela, let's see, Ya Asantewaa, Queen Ya Asantewaa, Dedan Kamati, Amilcar Cabral, like everybody up on there, right? Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe, Kwame Nkrumah, yeah, everybody up on there. This is a power piece. I love this piece. So anyway, I hand-pieced the collage. So each one of those pictures I had to edit, I had to shrink, I had to print out, I had to cut out with little scissors, and then take tweezers and hand piece the collage. And then you can see from the shine, from the shine on it. Can you see that? Ooh, that it's there you go. That it's topped. Ooh, that it's topped in resin. Okay, those of you who are tuning in via IG. Also, for you goddess worshiping, mother worshiping people out there, I have a whole host of goddess themed jewelry on my YouTube page. I mean, on my Etsy store. So my Etsy store is DaughterOfTheFates.etsy.com. So you can see, like, again, I edited each picture, shrank them down really tiny, cut them out with scissors, and then took my little tweezers and my glue and assembled the collage, and you can see that after I assembled the collage, I topped it with resin. So I made this piece for myself. I just string it on different chains, depending upon what I'm wearing. But I made this piece maybe about 6 years ago, I think, maybe about 6 years ago. And then also, I have to restring it because my string has gotten a little loose. But this is also my personal bracelet that I made for myself. So it is male and female Black Power revolutionaries from both the continent and the diaspora, right? So my personal hero, I think she's on here like 3 times. Josina Michelle, right there and right there. This beautiful picture right here is Winnie Mandela when she was young, right? So Winnie Mandela. Yeah, I got 3 pictures of Josina Michelle on here. I love her. Josina Michelle, Winnie Mandela. Queen, this is Queen Yaa Asantewaa when she was exiled from Ghana after holding the British back for a number of years. She was the one, for those of you who don't know, Ghana was the Gold Coast under British rule, and she was the one. There's Khalid Muhammad, right? Of course, Harriet Tubman, Fannie Lou Hamer. Young Bobby Hutton. Jonathan Jackson and Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton. Yeah, so this is my personal piece. And you can see I made this a very long time ago because now all the stretch is almost completely gone out of it. I'm going to have to restring it. But you see, even though I made it a long time, the beads last forever. The beads last forever. Every now and again, somebody will hit me up and ask me to restring it for them, but the beads last for forever. So anyway, yeah, so go check out my Etsy store, and and you can always support that way. And even if you don't purchase anything from my Etsy store, please share my Etsy store. Share the link to my Etsy store. Okay, that's it. Enough talking. All right, first ringing, first pull. I need a drum or something. I need a drum or something. Let's see. How have the raffles gone so far? Let's see. I haven't separated everything. I just took an account because I have to send these people something by midnight. I just took an account of what I'm going to be able to send them tonight, and hopefully it'll at least hold them off for a week. Because I'm not going to make what I need to make today, unless somebody just comes, and says I'll just pay out all. And I'm open to that. I'm open to that, by the way. But I got a total based on every donation and raffle ticket purchase since Saturday, because I think Saturday was the first day that I put that out. Let's see. It's midnight here in Guatemala. Going to sleep, but you'll be hearing from me soon, Queen, and going to enter the raffle in the AM. That's awesome. All right, dear. So yes, yeah, do that. Just email me at my email address, EvoEmeTemp@gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing from you tomorrow. Okay. So yes, let's see. So as of the point that as of right before I got on this call, what I've raised since Saturday is $25.42. What I have to raise to stay my landlord and give me the rest of the month to figure out a new occupation, since this is going to be something obviously that's ongoing for some time for a lot of people. So the total that I have to raise is $63.83.71. $63.83.71. And as of right before I got on the call, but there's some money that's supposed to post from my PayPal tonight at midnight. So I'll just give you regular updates. Okay, so my live on IG is about to go off in 13 seconds. So I will bring a new live up in just a moment. I don't know why it started doing that, where you can only do lives for 1 hour, but as soon as it goes off, I'll bring it back up. see, share. Do, 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 do. That's that. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Consider yourself unique. Wait, get up off your feet. Consider yourself unique. That might be too old for some of y'all. But anyway, all right, here we go. I'm done talking. We're going to do the first pull. This is for the 60-minute divination. This is for the 60-minute divination. Oh, Yancey. Yancey is the winner for our 9 o'clock poll for the 60-minute divination. Okay. Okay. Consider yourself unique. All right. Next. Y'all are so cute. I just love how hype y'all are for each other. That's so dope. It's like a party in my comment section. Okay, so this is for the 30-minute divination session. Consider yourself. Get up off your feet. Consider yourself unique. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. And repeat. All right. I don't know about where y'all are, but these damn military grade freaking helicopters flying and circling all day, every day. All day, every day. All day, every day. Like pulling, what do you call it? Like military maneuvers at night. It's, y'all, this is crazy out here. Constance. Congratulations. Constance wins a... Did I do that right? Ooh. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so Constance is... I pulled the... I said the 30-minute, but I actually pulled the 60-minute 5E consult. So Constant wins the 5E consult for the evening. And, you know, your odds are really good. Just FYI, like in this poll that I just did, with Constance included, one but seven entries. So your odds are good right now. It hasn't been like hundreds of people to take advantage. Literally, your odds are really, especially for the 30-minute. Your odds are very, very good of winning. The 30-minute, there are only 6 entries. So the odds are good. Get your tickets, because I will be pulling names every day for the next 3 days at noon, 5, and 9 to get a 60-minute divination, a 30-minute divination, or a 5E, 5 elements wellness consultation. Now, let me just tell you, you can do, you know, the 50, you know, do $50 and get all 3, get chances to win all 3, because the odds are good with all 3. Okay, so I'd say the sooner the better. The odds are good because the numbers are still low, because the raffle is still new. I just announced it last night at 11 o'clock. So the sooner you get your tickets, the better your odds are, because I'll be pulling again tomorrow, noon, 5, and 9. But the further into the week we go, the what's the word I'm looking for? The lower your odds are, because more people will be entering. Okay. So for the 30-minute divination, yes. Is that right? Yes. So for the 30-minute divination is Devin. 30-minute divination is Devin. So if you're on the call and you heard your name called, just shoot me an email so that we can go ahead and schedule a time for you to receive your service. I'm going to leave my weekend open for you guys to schedule your service if you want to take advantage of it right away. What's today's date? So the full moon, what day is the full moon this month? Is it? I don't even remember. Somebody do a Google search for me real quick and tell me what day the full moon is this month. Okay, so that's that. These are the winners so far. Can somebody tell me really quick what day the full moon is this month? Mm-hmm. The 13th. I thought it was around the 13th or 14th. Okay, cool. So the full moon is the 13th. So if you don't want to schedule your service, whether that is the consults or the divinations, if you don't want to schedule them this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you can always be more strategic and deliberate and schedule it around the energy of the full moon. So today is the 4th. Okay, so next week, Thursday is the full moon. So my recommendation is always that you get your divination either the day before, the day of, or the day after a lunar event of any kind. So a new moon or a full moon is a really, really ripe opportunity to get a good, clear divination, deep and profound divination. So if you don't want to do it this weekend, you can always try to take advantage of the lunar event next week, the full moon, and the 24 hours before or the 24 hours after is really kind of like the epic time to take advantage of that. So you can always reserve it for that. But that's our winners for the evening. So the odds are great as we've been choosing winners and the pot is, lessening. But I still want to encourage you because I still need to raise a lot of money. And I'm plotting and scheming even outside of this. This was just a fun and obviously effective way. I like this. I had a thought actually today because I was like, damn, this is fun. I like this idea. I had an idea today that maybe once a month I can do after this, right? Thank you, Tajali dear. I can do a raffle just like this. Like maybe since I'm doing the temple services once a month instead of twice a month now. So the next thing that we're doing as the temple is not going to be this coming Saturday. It's going to be the Saturday following, which is the 15th. That is going to be our temple study group. Okay. So that is done via Zoom. That's interactive. That's done via Zoom. So this week, next week, maybe Monday, I'll go ahead and start sending out the reading material for the temple study. That is going to be next Saturday at 7 p.m. Next Saturday at 7 p.m. Okay. And, but I was thinking, since we're doing the temple service the first Saturday of every month, that is the time that I can do the raffle just like this and donate half the proceeds to an identifiable somebody. You feel me? So let me work out the kinks and details, but I'm like, that'd be a dope ass, like ongoing, little thing to do, So anyway, all right, that is that. So we got the winners. We got those who paid for tickets. We've talked about those who have donated. All right. Yes. Yes. I think I have said quite a bit to you guys today. What time is it? And it's already been an hour. Yep. So I think we're going to end there today. I'm hungry. I literally have not put anything in my mouth except wine and water today. So now I'm feeling it. Yes. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this for today. Yay. I would say this has been a very successful day for this new project. Thank you all so much for your donations, your contributions, for supporting the raffle, for becoming paid members of my YouTube channel. I will again, because my notebook is messed up, I will again show you my little dry erase board with the different ways that you can send your support to this campaign that I am waging in the midst of a city that is that is something else. Maybe there's a discussion I'll say for another day. But anyway, so to buy raffle tickets, to make a donation, to book, if you don't want to purchase a raffle ticket, but you actually want to support through purchasing, just go ahead and upright purchasing a 60-minute or 30-minute divination or a 60-minute wellness consult. You can also do that. Email me at EvoEmeTemp@gmail.com if you're interested in just going ahead and straight out booking a divination session or wellness consult session, and I will send you an email that gives much deeper details about the service that you're looking for, what it entails, so on and so forth. Okay. So this has been a really eventful day. This has been, I feel like, an extremely progressive day. I'll be honest, I love you guys. It has really lifted my mood. I've been up in here plotting and scheming and trying every angle and so on and so forth. And today just really reiterated and concretized for me what I've been saying since the new year started. Is that this thing that has just happened is the demonstration in real time that we only have each other, that the state is revealing itself every single day, that it is incapable, unwilling, and that the only reason a state exists, if you have me tell it, is to exploit us. That everything that we need, we can do for ourselves. Anything that we need, we can rely on community to do. This fire in LA, if it didn't teach me anything other than the state, there is no purpose for the state. It is absolutely useless. That everything the state claims that it does for us and taxes us to death multiple times on multiple things, that we don't need them. We don't need them. That we have to be creating the new, because every catastrophe that has happened over the last year has taught us the same thing over and over and over again. We don't need them. We don't need a city council where every single person on the city council is making a salary of a minimum of $150,000. And in the height of a crisis, they are completely handicapped. I don't know if y'all recognize that, but they were completely handicapped. That if it had not been an automatic default response by all of these regular everyday people, these tiny nonprofits just trying to survive and support their programs, coming right to task. Communities, organizations, businesses going above and beyond, when this city to date hasn't done anything substantial to address what just happened in the city. It is sobering, y'all. It is sobering. Listen, if you need to come sleep in my house and just roam the streets of LA to see what I am talking about, I'm about tempted to go out here with my good camera and just start doing street interviews. Because this shit, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. What you're seeing on the news from where you are is but a minuscule fraction of the crime that unfolded in response to these fires. The city government is absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. There ain't a thing that happens in this city that people organized in community with each other can't do themselves. I'm trying to tell you, this shit was crazy. Insane. So I just thank you. I thank you all for hearing the call and showing up, and and I'm just really, I'm always hyped, but sometimes in the quiet of my space by myself, I'm human, and I can feel subdued up in here sometimes. Today, yesterday, the day before has been really, really reaffirming of what Spirit told us in preparation for our entry into the year of the snake, that the only solution for us is to move collectively, is to have shared goals, shared vision, shared will. Shared will. That's the only thing that's going to move us through this in any kind of progressive way. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for lifting the weight that had been on my chest like an elephant for the last month. Thank you so much. And I cannot thank you enough. Okay. So let's see. I call a redo for for each raffle due to the parasitic systems, the oligarchs that I know are purposely purloining my labor. I got a good feeling about you tomorrow, Java Watson. Listen, the odds are in your favor. The odds are in your favor, dear. Keep your fingers crossed. Because who was it? Aquara. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, we need to be meeting this sister face to face. We need to be I only pulled 3 times today, and she won 3 times today. I'm like, yo, okay. So yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need to be having a Zoom call with. You know what? I need to email her before the night's end. I ain't lying. With the luck she had today, she need to go play the lottery. We all need to contribute numbers. You feel me? And then we need to give her the numbers, and she need to go play the lottery today. Okay? This week, something, because that girl, she is just like booming good fortune. Let's see. You could be on the street developing a documentary from your perspective. That's what I'm saying, girl. I'm telling you, I've been like low key, like, damn, maybe I need to pull out my professional camera and just start going and put my camera in people's face. Because y'all, I'm telling you, if you're not in the city of LA, you are not getting even a minuscule fraction of the gravity of this bullshit. They ain't showing you nowhere near everything. Nowhere near it. Oh my God. Yeah. Y'all are tripping. Oh my God. Tajli say, Java, how long you been waiting to use the word forlorning? Oh my God, y'all wilding. This was so much fun. Today was a good day, yo. Today was a good day. It really, really was. It was really a good day. So, yes, tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna be quote DJing at a club tomorrow. I am developing. I am an infant. I am developing my turntable skills. You feel me? But tomorrow I'm DJing a club tomorrow. So if I can find somebody to hold my camera for me, y'all might see me on the turntables tomorrow night. We shall see. But yeah, I'm so grateful for you guys. Like, this was really dope. This was really a profound day. It really, really was. And let's see. So we don't have temple service this weekend. Ooh, damn. I may have to change the time for the temple service next Saturday because child, I ain't never said that word, purloining. I ain't never said that word. I don't even know what that is. You ain't get that. I know I be using big words, but that ain't one I can lay claim to. I don't know that word. But what I was saying is next Saturday, it just occurred to me looking at my calendar. I have a lecture. You guys, I told you I do that quarterly thing called what do they call it? It's a seasonal soiree. It's a huge wellness event, like 200 people, all these different healers and lecturers, doing services. This is a 2-level building. I do it every quarter. And that is next Saturday, like engulfing the time that we're supposed to be doing the temple study. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? It's still going to be a temple study. So I'll let you guys know exactly what time I'm scheduled to speak. But what I will do is just like I did the last quarter with that soiree, when I did when I just did a live, I broadcasted my lecture live, my workshop live, which was the one that was called The Doctrine of the Signatures and Other Ways That Plants Talk to Humans. I don't know if y'all remember that. The Doctrine of the Signature. It's in my YouTube channel, so you can look that up. But it was called The Doctrine of the Signatures and Other Ways That Plants Talk to Humans. Okay, so that was the first time I ever taught that lecture, and I really enjoyed it. That was very fun. So I have to organize it better so I can teach it in the future. That was fun. This lecture on next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, is even more risque. And I've never taught it either. So I've just been plotting, organizing, like categorizing my topics and my approach. This topic is such a deep one that if I'm to teach it as a full-on lecture in the future, it would have to be a 2 or 3-part series. It's deep. And so I'm trying to keep it, because of the energy of this event that I'm doing it at, I'm trying to keep it as like very surface as possible. But it is called, I have entitled it, Embracing the Path of the Left. Embracing the Path of the Left. So what I'll do is, opposed to us doing a Zoom, our typical study, our Zoom, interactive study for the temple, I will broadcast my lecture, and that will be the temple study for next Saturday. Because I would love to get you guys' feedback. Everybody be really timid in the mouth on location because of like the type of crowd it is. So I would really love to get your feedback, because this is something that I want to do as an ongoing series, and I want it to get real deep. I want it to get real deep. Embracing the path of the left. Embracing the path of the left. So that's going to be the lecture that I deliver at Zuladen next week for their, I think it's their winter soiree. It's their winter soiree. Yeah, so keep your ears open for that. I'll be posting that. I'll do a YouTube promo for that once I find out the exact time that I'll be speaking. So with that being said, you guys rock the house in a myriad of ways. I cannot wait to get started on you guys' divination and your 5 elements wellness, consultations. Those are always my favorite. They're so dope. So dope. So much fun. Okay, so this is the way that you can buy raffle tickets, or you can make a donation. This same email for Zelle is if you have any questions, any feedback, any suggestions, like, the rent party or whatever. You can also email me, and I try to respond within 24 to 48 hours. Okay? All right, I'm going to bid you adieu. Good night. Farewell. And as we always say, Mommy and I are one. Good night. See y'all tomorrow at noon. Okay, that's that. Yeah. Ooh, pretty. Okay. that.